Hello and welcome back to another Path of Titans, all you beautiful gorgeous people, and today I will be showcasing, calm down, we'll get to it in a minute. I will be showcasing the brand new Daspletosaurus TLC. I did just do a video coming out covering the whole update and everything on it, so if you've missed that, check that out, it will be linked at the end of this video. But the Daspletosaurus did indeed get a whole model change. So we're going to have a wee look at him, have a look at all of his new abilities and all his current abilities that he still has, and as well all the skins and all the calls of course. So first off, we'll start off with the variant. So we have Torosus, which is 25 knockback resistance. Pretty decent model, I actually like it. I like all the models for it, like all of them look very, very nice. Next is Profundus, I think that's how you say it, which is the 10% fracture damage, which is actually my favourite. I love the absolute Giga Chad chin that he's got going on there. And finally is Hornier, I think it says it, Hornier, and you get 3+ attack damage with this one. You get some nice little Allosaurus style eyebrow ridges, and you got a smaller skull. This one's genuinely the kind of smallest and slimmest out of all of them. But my favourite one is still freaking Giga Chad chin here. So interestingly enough, even though it got a TLC, the Daspletosaurus playstyle is kind of still the exact same. A pretty strong heavy hitter that's still got decent speed, a lot of bone break and fracture damage has definitely become a big focus, as well as being even more tanky against certain sizes of creature depending on what you're fighting. Yeah, there's a hide ability that makes you better specific for fighting creatures depending on their size, but we'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, let's start off with looking through the skins. So I am going to be quiet and just show them off. Next up is all the abilities, and the Daspletosaurus has actually got quite a few really good abilities. So first, of course, we have just the regular bite that does medium damage. Next is the piercing bite, which is a bite that deals a high amount of raw damage, ignoring the armor and weight of the target. A bone snap. Wind up this attack and inflict fracture based on the length of time it's charged for. Can trigger a bone break on the target if they have high amount of fracture damage done. While this ability is equipped, lose 10% run speed however. Then we have the heavy bite, which is just a strong but delayed bite. And last for the head abilities is Shatter, a rapid bite that deals increased fracture damage for each additional hit you land. This attack cannot trigger a full bone break however. Next up we have is our senses, and the first one is Blunt Teeth, where you deal 15% more fracture damage. Bone Snap now uses less stamina. Next is Carnage, increases attack by 20% when within 75 meters of a corpse. Feral Instincts, deal 20% increased piercing damage. And last for the senses is Tyrant Ally. While in a group with other Tyrannosaurus, gain 15% increased armor, also applies to each Tyrannosaurid in your group within 50 meters of you, but it only stacks up to 2 times. Metabolism next, and we only have one, which is Hyper Carnivore, which allows us to only be able to eat meat. Onto the hide ability, where we have Dense Scales, where you receive up to 25 reduced damage from heavier opponents and take up to 12.5 increased damage from lighter opponents. This increases your health recovery rate by 25% as well. And next is Thin Scoots, where you receive up to 25% reduced damage from lighter opponents, but you take up to 12.5% increased damage from heavy opponents, and this also increases your health recovery by 25% and doubles bucking stamina drain. Next we have is the legs. So the first up is Long Distance Runner, which reduces running stamina drain by 15%. Then we have Skydiver, where you take 15% reduced fall damage. And Strong Legs, where you take 60% less knockback and 15% increased fracture healing. Onto the tail now, and we only have one ability, which is the Tail Attack, an attack that causes light damage and causes knockback. And finally we're onto the voice abilities. First off with Rampage, where you deal increased damage for 30 seconds. The amount of damage dealt will increase by 50% if you are very low on health. Then we have Shattering Cry, reduces the fracture healing for all creatures not in your group within 50 meters by 35% for 60 seconds. And finally we have the Tyrant's Roar, which increases the damage of all Tyrannosaurids in your group by 10% within 30 meters for 80 seconds. Able to stack up to 3 times, can only be used when in a group. So at the moment I actually can't display how the roar works, but I'll just take the clip from the actual trailer for the update and I'll show you it there. And now we only have one thing to cover, which being the dinosaurs' calls. And I just want to say, the new animation for the Daspleto's calls are freaking mwah, chef's kiss. Absolutely adore them. And with that, that is everything on the Daspletosaurus. Really good TLC, I love the new model, all the abilities sound really cool. I actually kind of like the whole bone break rework as well. I know there's a lot of people not too happy with it. I actually really like it. I think it's going to make for a more interesting dynamic combat where you actually need to build up and hit and hit and hit to get the bone to break, but I guess that's a bit off topic. But anyway, that is all on the Daspletosaurus today. I do plan to cover more dinos, even like ones that haven't had TLCs. Like I want to do all current dinosaurs in the game, both vanilla and modded, so definitely expect more of these as well as more gameplay videos. I definitely want to get into playing Path of Titans a lot more. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this on a previous video as well. I just want to reiterate that. 100% want to go right for this, so if there's any specific dinosaur you want to see me play as, whether it's vanilla, modded, or some fantasy creature, let me know and I'll check it out. Definitely, I'm willing to do it. Hope you'll have a lovely day. Please remember to like, subscribe, leave loads of comments, share the video, help it get noticed, turn on that notification bell, get updated every time there's a new video, and I hope you'll have a lovely, wonderful day. I'll see you all in the next one.